بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Now that Ramadan is coming to an end, what we want to do is make sure that this blessed month of Ramadan has been beneficial for us. So how do we do that? Is make sure that we are improving after the blessed month of Ramadan. That's the way to see whether this blessed month of Ramadan has been beneficial for us and has been accepted by Allah. That we see that after Ramadan, we are changed. But unfortunately, what happens for many of us, we go back to our old ways. We continue like we've been doing for many Ramadans, that how we were before, we are back to how we were. Maybe we will continue for a little while. Some people will be for a few days, some people for a week, some people maybe for a month even. But then back to how we were previously. So we don't want to do that. What we want to do is a very practical step. I will encourage everybody here with a very practical step. If you do this, then next year, inshallah, Allah gives us life, we will revisit this, and I will try to remind you, inshallah, regarding this pact that we are making. We're making a deal here, okay? So the deal is that everybody, you pick one good deed that you've been doing throughout this blessed month of Ramadan. And because you're doing it, you can see that I find this pretty easy, you know. So for instance, a person might find that fasting is easy for them. They find staying hungry not a big deal. So I, for example, will find fasting easy for me. So I choose to hold on to fasting. So for example, on Mondays and Thursdays, I will choose to fast. Or the ayyam will be the 13th, 14th, and 15th of every month. If a person can keep up with the calendar, then those days I will choose to fast. Otherwise, Mondays and Thursdays is pretty easy for a person to do. If a person chooses that no, fasting is not really my thing, it's a bit hard for me, then no problem. After, for example, tahajjud, before Fajr, a person can wake up early and a person finds that, you know, my work schedule meets that, you know, it matches that I can actually get my tahajjud in. So pick tahajjud. Or if a person feels that, I know I'm a very generous person, for me to do charity every day is easy. So like this, you understand what I'm saying, that the point is pick a good deed that you're doing, whatever it may be, some form of dhikr. It might be simple, something very simple as doing dua. It may be something like, for example, an inaction, something that you're not actually doing anymore, a sin that you may have been doing. So for example, a person's used to maybe cursing, maybe using swear words, and now in the month of Ramadan, whilst they're fasting, made a conscious effort that I'm not going to use any swear words. So after Ramadan, they're going to hold on to this. Or a person gets angry a lot. A person is abusive from their tongue. So now in Ramadan, they've made a conscious effort of not becoming angry, or, you know, controlling the tongue and speaking very pleasantly. So this is an action now you want to hold on to, for example. So whatever you found easy during Ramadan, identify that, number one. Number two, make a firm intention that I'm going to keep this action going throughout the next year now. Straight after Ramadan, you're going to carry the action on. It might be, for example, that after Maghrib, I'm going to pray 2 rak'ats, the sunnah mu'akkad, but I'm going to pray 2 more rak'ats extra. Right? Something very simple. So pick this action, and the main thing is that it has to be every single day. It has to be punctual. It has to be done with istiqamah, with continuity. So we want to carry on this deed every single day without missing this good deed. And we will see, inshallah, if we continue this good deed throughout the whole of the year until next Ramadan, then we would have added into our life a good deed that was not there before this blessed month of Ramadan. Like that, when the next Ramadan comes, we want to pick the next good deed, and we want to continue throughout our life in the same manner, excelling and climbing these levels of spirituality through doing more and more good deeds to obtain the pleasure of Allah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability. Ameen.